There are times in life when the chaos begins to quiet, when the inner and outer world seems to speak the same language, and when, almost inexplicably, you begin to feel as though you are exactly where you're meant to be. This is the season of alignment, a sacred turning point where the soul, mind, and body are no longer at war, but in communion. Now, to explore this season is to traverse the terrains of the unconscious with Carl Jung as our guide, while letting Rumi's poetry light the way like a lantern in the dark. Carl Jung wrote that the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But how does one arrive at this becoming? For Jung, alignment is not a passive state. It is born from confrontation. We must meet the shadow, that disown parts of ourselves that lurk beneath the surface. We must recognize the mask of the persona, the false self we wear to belong. And finally, we must awaken the self, the inner divine that orchestrates the dance between the conscious and unconscious. The season of alignment then begins, not with perfection, but with honesty. It is not when life is tidy, but when we dare to face what we've avoided, our pain, our longings, our dreams, buried beneath the duty. Rumi, the 13th century Sufi mystic, echoes this truth with profound elegance. Don't grieve. Anything you lose comes around in another form, he wrote. In this way, alignment is also a return not to who we were taught to be, but to who we always were. It's remembering, not reinventing. Rumi speaks often of love as a transformative fire. Try to be a filter, not a sponge, he advises, encouraging us to be discerning with the energies we absorb. To live aligned, we must sift through what is ours and what we've inherited, culturally, psychologically, and emotionally. Only then can we hear the subtle voice of our soul beneath the noise of the world. The season of alignment does not arrive like a thunderclap. It unfolds quietly, like spring after a long winter. One morning you wake up and feel a peace you didn't fight for. Your decision starts to reflect your values, not your fears. You feel less need to prove and more urge to express. You start noticing synchronicities, the way certain books find you, the people who enter or re-enter your life like mirrors, the dreams that come as messages. Jung would call this the individuation process, the deep and lifelong journey towards wholeness. Rumi would simply say, what you seek is seeking you. To live in alignment is not to escape suffering, but to find meaning within it. It is to walk the tightrope between the known and unknown, with faith that the path itself is sacred. Jung taught that the soul moves toward its own fulfillment or purpose. Rumi taught that the longing is the language of the soul. Between these teachings is a beautiful paradox. You are both becoming and already whole. So if you find yourself in a season of alignment, trust it, nourish it. And if you are still wondering, still aching, still searching, trust that too. The seeds are already planted. As Rumi reminds us, with life as short as half a taken breath, don't plant anything but love. Because alignment isn't a destination, it's a devotion. And here are 3 practical signs that you're in a season of alignment. Number 1, your decision match your values, not your fears. You're no longer making choices just to please others, avoid discomfort, or fit in. Instead, you're choosing what feels right to you, even if it's a little scary. Whether it's saying no to something that drains you or yes to something that excites you, you're moving from a place of truth, not fear. And number two, you may feel peaceful even when things aren't perfect. Life may still be busy or uncertain, but there's a quiet confidence growing inside of you. You're less anxious about needing to prove yourself or control everything. You start to trust the timing of your life, knowing that what's meant for you won't miss you. Number three, synchronicity starts showing up. You start noticing meaningful coincidences like meeting the right person at the right time, hearing a message that answers a question you've been sitting with, or dreaming something that suddenly makes sense. These moments feel like winks from the universe, confirming you're on the right path. I am aligned with my true self, and life responds in kind. Everything that is meant for me arrives with ease and clarity. I honor both my light and my shadow. Both lead me home. What I seek is already seeking me. I am open to meeting. I release what no longer serves me to make space for what deeply aligns. Each day I grow closer to the truth of who I am. I listen to the quiet voice within me. It always knows the way. I trust the timing of my life. Alignment flows at its own perfect pace. My energy is sacred. I choose people, places, and thoughts that nourish me. My dreams are divine blueprints. I take steps towards them with courage. I embrace stillness as a portal of clarity and alignment. I am not behind. I am right on time for my soul's journey. As I align with my purpose, I become a magnet for abundance and peace. In every breath, I return to myself. In every moment, I realign with love. My life is a mirror. What I heal within reflects peace around me. This is your season of alignment. No more shrinking to fit spaces you've outgrown. No more silencing the voice inside that knows. The chaos is quieting. The path is revealing itself. Now is the time to return to who you truly are. Step into the stillness. Face what you've avoided. Claim the peace that's already waiting for you. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be present. You don't need to have it all figured out, just brave enough to begin. Choose alignment over approval. Choose truth over fear. Choose becoming over performing. The door is open. Will you choose to be brave and walk in?